to meet the comics in South Florida. I'm here with my man, Gil Esco. He's going to tell you where you can find him on all social media and all that. I'll also be at the bottom of the page here. The 5 big questions, we're going to hop right into it here. Number 1, who's your favorite evil ruler, real or fictitious?
All right, so that's real interesting when you pop that question on me. So it's like, for me, do I give you my real answer or the funny answer?
We want both.
You want both? All right, so I'm not going to tell you which one is which, but either Genghis Khan or Caligula.
Word. I like it. You're going to leave that up in the air. Figure out which one is which. All right. Number 2, how long you been doing comedy? It's a 2-parter because the first one's real quick.
Okay.
How long you been doing comedy?
Okay.
And what made you get into doing comedy?
It's crazy because even though it might be a 2-parter, I can actually answer this question kind of like at the same time, right?
Facts.
So I actually got into comedy last year in August. I've been doing it for roughly a year, right? And what got me into it was, honestly, like I said, it was for my birthday. I was checking out online, and I like to go to comedy shows, and I saw that at the Improv, actually, that if I did this little class thing, it could give me a show. So I said, you know what, like, that'd be cool. Instead of taking my friends to a show, like, I was the show.
Dope.
I did my show. People actually were surprised. I was funny. I was actually threatened by a homeboy that was like, yo, if you don't do comedy for at least a year, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. And he was wearing Timbs.
That's a little inside joke. Maybe I'll put down in the comment. You ask enough about it, we'll get the answer for you now, because I actually know the answer to that one now. So that's dope though. So you never thought about doing it before until you saw that they had the class?
Good question. So I've been doing entertainment for roughly around like 10 years or so. Like,
Okay.
I've been in the entertainment industry. But like comedy specific, like going up on stage, just under 12 months.
Nice. That's one of the reasons I had to ask that is when you come out and you see Gil doesn't look like someone who's only been doing it a year. There's a lot more seasoning there, the presence on stage, and that it makes sense that you've been in entertainment for a minute.
The adobo.
So yeah, number 3 here. Who's your favorite comedian of all time?
All right, so this is definitely an interesting question because for me, it's kind of like I might take the Kanye West route and be like, me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, who's my favorite comedian? Who's the best comedian? Again, I'm going to say it's me because I'm really on it. I'm doing my thing. However, with that being said, I float between comics.
Okay.
Depending on if I'm like in a rut, you know what I mean? So right now, believe it or not, I'm actually on a Red Fox kick.
Yo, my man with the old school one.
Yeah, I've been on
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. I like the swagger. It reminds me of a time where I was like interested in comedy as a kid.
Word.
But that's where I'm at. But it floats.
Okay.
Just depending on what I want to bring to the table.
Red Fox is solid. I like it. You Gotta Wash Your Ass was one of the first albums I listened to. And he's joke punchline. You're more storyteller on stage,
100%.
and he's joke punchline.
Which is
I wouldn't have guessed that one.
But that's what I'm saying, which is why right now he's been my kick because
Facts.
I don't do that.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm soaking that in.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you my answer for the next question as well, and I'll even do it first to give you a moment to think about it here.
Okay.
But name a song that you're embarrassed to know all of the words to. My song would be, and I do both the rap and the sing part, is Master P and Sons of Soul, I Got the Hookup. I know every single word, the arrangement of it, back to front.
I'm old enough to listen to songs to where it's like I've heard the original, the remake, the remix, the remake of the remix, you know what I mean? But as far as one that embarrasses me, let's go all the way. Shania Twain. That don't impress me much.
Yo, that's some soul-bearing information right there.
I was told that I should have took that to the grave, but
it's the comedy. If we're not honest,
100%. It's vulnerability.
That's fantastic. Yo, so comedy is the best job on the planet. Right? We can agree with that.
100%.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Comedy. I've always gotten into the workforce with the plan and the idea of what is it going to benefit me in the future.
Okay.
So
you never stumbled into one that was real shitty?
Technically, yes, because I have been a janitor. You know what I wouldn't say that was my worst job. Again, I don't believe that there is such thing as a worst job as long as you're able to take away the lessons from it.
Okay. That's real zen of you, but the answer to the worst job ever is physician recruiting.
Because
it's the worst job ever.
Because I've actually started I had a decent career in hospitality, and I think that that's the worst in the sense that, like, when you have to deal with people and their egos, I think that that's just like, because at the end of the day, like, we all put our pants on at the same time. We all take a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but there's people out there that really act like their shit don't stink, and you see that in hospitality. I actually got a bit about that because, you know, when I'm some real shit, I'm like that too. Like, when I go to a hotel, you know what I mean? Sometimes, like, I act like my humble self. Other times, I wear their bad.
A little on the bougie side.
100%. 100%.
Coming out there bad and bougie. This is man, Gil Esco. Gil, tell them where they can find you.
So right now I'm currently on Instagram and Twitter, pretty much with the same handle, Gil Esco. That's GIL_ESC0. There's a unique reason why I have that, but you gotta kind of follow me to figure that shit out.
You also you have a cool other gig as well if you want to push that a little bit.
Like, if you guys want to go out and have a good time out on the water, definitely hit me up as well. We'll pretty much have some laughs and some good times. Obviously, with Pedro, it's always a dope time and shit like that. So you definitely want to come and check us out. That's Charter Life Miami if you want to check out the Instagram. If not, just hit me up just directly and I'll hook you up.
Support live comedy. Support the comics doing live comedy. It's your boy Big Pedro. It's been 5.
And support those that support the local comics, because without these guys, we can't make it, obviously. You know what I mean? I can't come out to you if it wasn't for him. So always shout out.
He's trying to make a brown man blush right now. Y'all have a good night.